Starfinder 2nd Edition is here, and the player core is your gateway drug. I mean, it's your gateway to the Starfinder galaxy. If you're just getting started with Starfinder, then the player core is going to be the must-have book for you. If you are planning on running your own game, then you will want to look at the GM core as well. Paizo has made some very drastic changes from the first edition of Starfinder. Today we're going to talk about the player core, what's in it, what has changed, and a few things that I thought were interesting that I found. Hello everyone, welcome to the table. My name's Nathaniel. If you're a fan of role-playing games, Starfinder, Pathfinder, Dungeons & Dragons, I don't really talk about it that much, but it is a role-playing game. World of Darkness. If you love these games, these settings, then I would like to welcome you to my table. This is a channel where I discuss the rules, the world lore, some story building tips for you around these games. If that's something you're interested in, love to have you at the table. So what is the player core? This is the foundational rulebook that you will need to get started within Starfinder. You do not need the GM core if you are just being a player in a game, but you absolutely will need to have the GM core if you're planning on running a Starfinder game. Your player core will include everything from your character creation rules, backgrounds, histories, traits, world lores, setting, pretty much anything that you could want to get started playing. If you were familiar with Starfinder from the first edition, the rule set has changed entirely. Everything is now based on the same rule system in Pathfinder 2nd edition or Pathfinder 2e. And character creation has also been changed to be more streamlined. So if you're familiar with Pathfinder 2e, the character creation rules and the setting, Starfinder is quite a bit more in the future from Pathfinder, but it is the same universe. But if you're familiar with all of those rules and the way that those characters operate and leveling up, it's all the same for Starfinder now. I may have a bit of a hot take here. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. I think Pathfinder 2e has one of the best rule sets for playing pretty much anything. It's very flexible. The 3-action economy is fantastic, and I'm super happy to see it make its way into Starfinder. Let's talk about character creation. There are really only 4 simple steps to create a character. Pick an ancestry. This is your race. Pick a class. There are a few changes to the classes in Starfinder 2nd edition compared to 1st. I'm not sure how I feel about them, but we'll get into it. Then you pick a background, and then you assign your traits and abilities and skills. Pretty easy stuff. The character generation flow is quite simple, quite newbie friendly, so if you were worried about it being a very complicated system or a very complicated game, it's really not. The way that this will work is each race or each ancestry will have certain bonuses to certain stats. You can either go with the default or you can actually just choose your own adventure. It actually makes your classes quite versatile, so you can really hone in and create that character concept that you've been looking for if it's something outside of traditional character roles. You're not exactly pigeonholed like some of the D&D classes or the D&D system can make you. Next step to that, your class will apply bonuses, modifiers, maybe some penalties in some cases. They may apply to some of the same stats as your ancestry, maybe they don't. But because they are factored in as different stages, if you get 2 bonuses to strength, one from your ancestry, one from your class, they both count. Thirdly, the background is something very simple for your character. It does add, mechanically a very simple small modifier, but it can give you quite a bit of flavor for your characters that you're trying to create. So what are some of the ancestries that exist within Starfinder 2nd edition? Are they exactly the same as 1st? No, they are not. The initial salvo of ancestries that you can pick from, obviously we've got our humans, very easy. You've got Lashuntas, you've got the Vesk, you've got the androids and the Ahsoki, but your base ancestry or something that comes default is Patra. If you've seen my Galaxy Guide video, the Patra have earned their independence, so they are no longer part of the Veskarium. They are no longer subjugated by the space lizards. They have also formed an alliance with the Pact World, so they are now considered to be a base race for the Pact World systems, which is great. You also have the Kasathas, the 4-armed, generally warriors, but they can do other things too. And another one of these starter ancestries within the player core is the Barathu. The Barathu are weird floating beings from the planet Brethida. You also have the Vesk as a starting race. You also have the Skittermander. They were not a base race within the first edition, but they do make an appearance here. If you're unfamiliar with a Skittermander, think goblin, but furrier and friendlier, but the same chaotic energy. When a Skittermander offers you help, you're not really getting helped, but they're going to make it their life's mission to try to help and accomplish a task. They're chaotic good in this sense. And we have the Sheeran making another appearance. When it comes to the classes, Starfinder 2nd Edition has gone a bit of a different direction. Let's take a look at the Starfinder class list for 2E and tell me if you're missing maybe your favorite class from Starfinder 1E. I'm sure it's coming if it's not here, but this is what we have to start with. The Soldier. This is your heavy weapons and tactics, shooter, killer, simpleton, but strong. Your Mystic. They are divine, psychics, and spellcasters. The space mage, basically. You have the Operative. This is your space rogue. We have the Envoy. They base themselves off of charisma, leadership. They will boost you. They're the bards, but not quite as musical. We also have the Solarian. They are a warrior of gravity and light, keeping those in balance within themselves. And finally, we have the Witch Warper. They are a paradox of existence. They manipulate the multiverse. That's right. Starfinder has a multiverse, parallel universes, and the Witch Warper can interact with those. If I'm being honest, I was a little disappointed that the Technomancer wasn't in here, and a lot of people like playing the mechanic as well, so I was kind of surprised to not see that here. However, let's keep in mind, we are going to be getting a tech-focused supplement, and I suspect we will see those two classes in that specific tech supplement in the future. Now, the background selection for the core rulebook is actually there's quite a good plethora, or quite a good array in here. So you can have anything from like a bounty hunter, from a professional athlete, cleaner, comedian, diplomat, detective, cyberborn, outlaw, prisoner, raised by belief. So if you want to have a faith-based character, you can do that. A lot of the gods from Pathfinder 2nd Edition still make an appearance or still exist within Starfinder. It's just many, many thousands of years in the future. I think one of my favorite from the core list here is called Time Lost. So you are a person who is not supposed to be in this timeline. You're from a different timeline, a different stream, a different parallel universe almost. You got lost somehow, and now you are stuck here, and it's having some kind of effect on you. So I think that one's kind of a cool, very interesting background. All good player cores are going to have an equipment section. That's not surprising. Every brand new character starts with 150 credits. That's what the rulebook says. If you want to start with something different, we'll modify that at your table. Do what you will. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Being that Starfinder is also a science fiction world blended with magic, you have both of those types of items. You can run your games however you want. High tech, low magic, high magic, low tech, combination somewhere in between. You'll have your standard, swords, guns, bullets, energy weapons, shields. Shields are actually as a starting equipment in this. In first edition, they were actually done as a supplement later on down the line. So it's nice to see that shields are part of this. You also have your tech equipment, things that you can use for hacking or goggles or lots of other stuff. There's a pretty good selection of armor and equipment to get you going. And even for high level play, and we're going to get more stuff in future releases, but this is a pretty good selection of things that you can kit your characters out with. For the spells and the abilities for the characters, I'm just going to say this: in your player core, you have 62 pages of spells. Just spells, just the general magics. You then have a bunch more pages for focus spells and ritual spells. So you got a lot to choose from here. All of these spells will function more akin to Pathfinder 2nd Edition. When it comes to the 3-action economy, you have 3 action things that you could do. You can run 3 times. Most spells will take up 2 of your actions. Some will take up 3, some do 1. Again, you kind of got to look at the spell and see what's happening there. One of the cooler spells that I've seen here, but maybe it's not so cool. You can literally just use magic to split an atom and cause a nuclear explosion. It's a level 9 spell, so you're not going to be able to do this right off the bat, but nukes. I like it. All in all, the changes for 2nd edition compared to 1st edition, I think, are pretty much well received. I'm enjoying the changes in here. Starfinder 1E, as much as I love the setting and I loved the characters, the worlds, and the lore, the system itself always felt a bit of a half step to Pathfinder 2nd edition. It's like the rules almost got there, but weren't quite there. And then Pathfinder 2nd edition came out and the 3-action economy was fantastic. And it felt like that should have also been in Starfinder in 1st edition. So 2nd edition really changes that. With that change comes better balance, better scalability, especially when it comes to leveling. 1,000 points of experience gets you a new level. That's it. When you attain your level, you're back to 0, need another 1,000. Something else that I really appreciate is, as I've mentioned this a couple of times before, this is compatible with everything from Pathfinder 2nd edition. If you want to play a cleric, you can do that. You can transition them from Pathfinder, that the system, the world, into Starfinder 2nd edition. It will work. You just have to come up with a good story reason as to why they have moved thousands of years into the future. Maybe a witch warper pulled them out of their reality. Who knows? But I like that you can cross-combine classes from the other games into your settings now. Same with other ancestries and races. All of the same rules apply. So with my final thoughts on this, while I haven't actually played this system yet, I am itching to. My current gaming group is finishing up a Vampire the Masquerade, World of Darkness, Werewolves Splat. So we're kind of running multiple games in the same universe there, which has been fun. I would very much like to play Starfinder or spin up a game for this using this new setting, as I've been desperate to get back into it. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm looking forward to deep diving more of the lore. Right now we're getting a lot of the mechanics, the mechanical books out, how to do different things, the basics, but I'm really looking forward to deep diving more of the lore and being able to share some of the changes from 1E to 2E. If you were running not the competitive play, but if you were running the story play from Starfinder 1E, everything that's happened, all of the lore and the history, that's now still canon, but we're picking that up now from 2nd edition and moving on with the society play. If you want to get a copy of the player core for yourself, I have a link in the pinned comment below, so check that one out. The special edition cover is like a blue with this kind of purple reflective things on here. It's not the greatest cover for a special edition book, if I'm being completely honest. I believe that these are the symbols on the front here. I believe that those are the class symbols or what they're supposed to be. It's okay. Like, the color is cool. I would have kind of liked it if it was purple, like they did in their demo pictures for the special edition. I'm still happy to have it in part of my collection, as you can see kind of behind me here. I have the special edition books there and a few of all of the core materials for 1E there. So it's a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Tell me what you think if you've been running these games in the comments below. How's it been working for you? My name's Nathaniel. This has been the Maple Table. Until next time.